So this is the trick that I performed today and then taught, so I'll perform it first. So I want you to take out any card you like from the deck. So let's say they take out this card here, and they would then look at the card, and then I would have them place the card back here. Now I'll cut your card into the deck so no one knows exactly where it is. In fact, why don't I even give the deck a shuffle as well? Now so far I've been mixing the cards face down. I'm going to shuffle the cards in a strange way, where I'm going to turn some cards face up and other cards face down, going all the way through the deck, mixing the cards face up and face down. Of course, this leaves us with a mess of face up cards here, face down cards here. There are even cards that are back to back. But if I run my finger up the side of the deck, every card in the deck turns face down. Every single card turns face down, except for one, the 6 of clubs. Okay, so now I'm going to explain how that trick works. You start by spreading the cards between your hands as we discussed, and you have someone take out a card. You break the spread, which means you square up the cards in the left hand, but you leave the right hand cards spread out. They look at their card and you have them put it back right here. Now, as I square up the deck, I'm going to catch a break above their card. That means I just put the pinky here and then put these cards back on top, and I hold the break so that when I transfer the break to my right thumb, I can squeeze with my right fingers and my right thumb, and then squeeze with my left fingers and my left fingers and thumb, and run my fingers along the side to square up the deck. So now I have a break above their card. Now I'm going to do a double undercut, as we discussed before, to control their card to the top. And then I'm going to control their card to the bottom with the overhand shuffle. I run one card, and then I shuffle the rest of the cards on top. And I'll do that one more time. Remember, to run the card, you just put your pad of the thumb on the back of the card, near the top, but on the back, so it comes off by friction. Then when you're shuffling blocks of cards, you actually come up to the edge here and pull off blocks of cards. One thing that some people had trouble with today was they were trying to shuffle the cards into their hand like this, where the cards are kind of in the crotch of the thumb. That's very difficult. Instead, try shuffling cards into the crease of the fingers here, where these fingers just curl to support those cards. So you can, and the index finger is kind of here as a guide. So when you shuffle the cards like this, those cards aren't actually coming all the way up behind. They're just staying kind of slanted like this, being supported by the fingers. So let me find the Jack of Hearts again. So you had someone pick a card. Let's say it was the Jack of Hearts. You broke the spread. They put the card back. You caught a break above their card. Transfer the break to the right thumb as you squared up the deck, and then you controlled it to the top with a double undercut. Then you run one card and shuffle the rest of the deck on top in an overhand shuffle. Then after the overhand shuffle, you just turn this hand like this and transfer the deck back to end grip, and then back to dealing grip, and square everything up again by running these fingers along the sides and then running these fingers along the sides. Now you're going to do what's called the Slop-Shuffle. You're going to start by spreading the cards into the right fingers as if you were going to spread them out. But you only spread over a few cards, maybe 10 or so. Then you're going to take the right hand and turn it towards you, palm down. And now you're going to put these cards on top, but not flush, stepped over, and your fingers hold them in place so your thumb can come off. So your right thumb can come off. Now your left thumb is going to spread over some more cards like this, and then your right thumb comes and picks up all of that and the hand turns back over. Now you spread some cards underneath and the fingers clamp those in place, and then you turn back over and spread more cards underneath, and then the thumb clamps those in place. And you're going to keep doing this with small groups of cards until you get close to the end. Once you get close to the end, you want to spread all but maybe a few cards, and then make sure you're at the point where you turn your hand over like this, so it's palm down. Now spread everything except for the bottom card. Then turn your hand back over, put the bottom card, which of course is the card they picked because it was the bottom card of the deck, on top. And what this does is, even though you'd think the cards would be all mixed up face up and face down, actually you have a block of face down cards, and then a block of face up cards, and then their card on top. So let's do that one more time. We'll put their card back in the bottom and turn all the cards the right way. So you start with the deck in dealing position where their card's on the bottom. You spread over some cards into the hand. You turn the hand over and spread some cards underneath, and the thumb clamps those in place. You turn back over, you spread some more cards, and then the fingers clamp those in place. You turn back over, and you keep doing this. And then as you get near the end, make sure you get to the point when your hand is palmed down and you're near the end, spread over everything except for the bottom card, turn everything back over, and put the bottom card on top. Now, put the deck back into dealing position and square up the deck. Now you're going to apparently show that there are some face up and face down and back-to-back cards. So with your right hand, reach over an end grip and just cut off about a quarter of the deck into that face up section, right? Because if you cut over about a quarter, you'll cut somewhere in here. And you show this card is face up, and then you put these cards back. Now you reach over and cut off about 3/4 of the deck so that you're cutting into this section, and you show this card is face down. Now, how did I cut to the back-to-back cards? Every deck of cards, because the cards aren't perfectly flat, they all have a slight bend in them. There's a natural separation. And it might be a little hard to see over in video, but what you're going to do is hold the deck in right-hand end grip, and then you're going to just very slowly relax the thumb by doing this motion. You're going to very slowly extend the thumb by relaxing it. And if you do that very slowly with a light grip, all the cards that are face down, like these, will drop off, and all the cards that are face up, which are all these, will not. So you let go, you just very slightly, it takes a little time to get good at this, and it's kind of a light touch thing. You just slowly relax, and those cards will drop off at the separation. And now you're going to turn your right hand palm up and say, and some cards are back to back, showing these two cards. Now, turn your right hand palm down again. Take your left thumb and put it underneath the cards and roll them face up, and then put these on top and square everything up. Now you turn the whole deck face down, and you either snap your fingers or riffle the cards like this, and then you're going to regrip everything in end grip, except you're going to put your index finger over on the side, which we never do typically unless we're about to do what's called a ribbon spread, where I put the cards on the table, and now I'm going to spread them on the table using the index finger to kind of guide the cards, and you'll see every card in the deck is face down except for their card, the Jack of Hearts. So let's do the ending one more time. You've controlled their card to the bottom, or even let's start from the top. You have someone pick a card. You break the spread, you take their card back on the left hand's portion, you put the right hand's cards on top and hold a break. You control it to the top of the deck with a double undercut. Then you regrip the cards for an overhand shuffle, end grip, hold between the thumb and fingers, rotate them up for an overhand shuffle grip. With the pad, you just pull off one card by friction, and then you shuffle off normally. Now their card's on the bottom. Now you do a Slop-Shuffle. You spread over some cards, turn the hand over, spread over some cards, spread over some cards, always spreading underneath the cards. Until you get to the end, you spread everything but one and put their card on top. Now you square everything up. You show some cards face up by cutting about a quarter, some cards face down by cutting about 3/4, and then you, with the right thumb, just with a light touch, drop everything to show below that kind of natural separation to show back to back. The right hand turns palm down, the left hand levers its cards over and puts them on top. You turn everything face down, riffle the deck or snap your fingers, and then with the index finger on the side, you do what's called a ribbon spread, spreading all the cards out to show everything is face down except for the card they picked.